168 days of war. Iran and her proxies have not joined in this war against us so far. And all this time has passed, and we still have 134 hostages suffering. God knows what is happening to them in the hands of Hamas. While all this time, Judea and Samaria are still another war zone here in the state of Israel, with the IDF taking out targets daily, on a daily basis. We have been able to stop many terrorist attacks while still suffering the results of attacks that we couldn't stop. It's been like we talked about Iran and everything. It's 168 days. It's strange how they haven't joined in. Lebanon, Iran, Syria, all of these countries that are just playing like they want to do war.
Yeah.
It's strange. Well, we'll talk about all. But did you say something?
No, that's it.
Well, let's talk about all of this that's been going on here in Israel this week.
TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello.
Before we get started, let's say thank you. Thank you so much for everything you guys do. It is such a blessing to be able to pass this wonderful gift of nurture and food to these people because of you guys, through you guys, being able to help them today. We, as you know, this ministry has always been about helping the Jews to get home when the time comes. But today we're helping them now as well, which is just an amazing thing that we've added here. So it's just everything is because of you guys. And it's a wonderful way to witness. We've talked about it many times. It's such a beautiful thing that happens slowly over the years and it's been years now that we give these families, slowly we start to get to know them and they get to know us, which is the best way to witness, on a real true day-to-day basis, and showing the love of the body of Christ through you guys, supporting them. You don't even know them and you love them. Amen, huh?
Yeah.
That's the love of God showing through the body of Christ, showing through us. That is the witness. How they feel that how much you love them without even knowing them, and you're helping them, these wonderful families.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. If you haven't been a part of this and you want to, all you have to do is go to the links below all these videos and click to the Patreon page or to the Support Us page. Or you can just go to the Support Us page on the goldenreport.com and find whichever way is best for you there. While we're talking about the links under the videos, we got Ola's link to the TGR Telegram news link. If you want news as it happens, when it happens, no matter what the time of day or night it is, and you want to know what's going on here in the state of Israel, click that link and hook up to that to Telegram news for TGR, because Ola does an amazing job keeping you up to date, informed, right, real time.
And in these times, it's really hard to different from like the fake news that you have all around, and find a real news, real time, that really happened, and cut all the other things, the noise, that not really the fake news, and get straight to the real news, what's really going on here.
Yeah, so, living here, we see what's actually happening, and we see. We're not going to name no names. We're not going to play that game, but we see so many places where they know that Israel's the hot topic of especially believers around the world, and they take advantage of it. The people who aren't here and don't know what's going on, and to manipulate their own agendas and stuff. Yeah. We see it so much, and it's so true what you said. So if you want the real news, up to date, what's happening as it's happening, real time, you join up. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much. It really is an amazing thing you guys do here. Lately, we have seen that in Iran, there have been a few changes since this war started. For beginning, Iran has been pulling away from Syria by canceling scheduled flights and sending less and less support. Inside Iran, we have seen the leaders begin to adopt the same tactics from Hamas and hide behind regular civilians, even moving themselves permanently into hotels where civilians are in large numbers. All of this is most likely because of the fear, obviously, that Israel will take out their high-ranking officials and are active to trying to destroy the state of Israel. And, like we talked about at the beginning here, it's just, it's just strange. We always had all these ideas like as soon as something breaks out, Iran's going to attack and this one's going to attack and that one's, and no one's attacking.
Yeah. Well, we know Hezbollah leader Nasrallah lives for many years in bunker, so that also tells us a lot, right?
Yeah, you go. Yeah, Hezbollah and Lebanon. Well, that one we're going to have to do. We have to get that one done.
Yeah.
And this thing with Iran, it's just, I'll tell you, it's just worrying. Well, we know biblically, we know what's going to happen in God's timeline, whatever that is. It just always looks like it's right around the corner, right?
Yeah.
But but until then, we have to get this thing with Hezbollah over and done with.
Yeah, it's lately I have this feeling that Biden administration is less pro-Israel. It's getting farther and farther from Israel and closer to Iran. Lately, just last week, a secret meeting that not so secret anymore happened between Iranian officials and American officials about Houthis, the Yemen Houthis that makes troubles in the Red Sea.
Yeah.
And actually what Biden administration tried to say to Iran, will reduce the sanctions against you and you take care of the Houthis. Take care, just keep them quiet, tell them to stop. Which Iran said to that, no, I won't, I don't have any, But it's like they speak to Iranians who openly says America is a great Satan, Israel is the small Satan. They openly say they want to eliminate us.
And America.
And just they talk to them and I don't know. On Monday, Prime Minister Netanyahu and Biden spoke for the first time in over a month since the recent disagreement between the two. Netanyahu informed Biden that a real hostage deal is on the table. Also on Monday, the same day, Israel sent a group to Qatar to work out the details with the Qatar officials that have contact with Hamas in Gaza.
Yes. So that was the first step this week. Yeah. Right now, we'll get into what's happening right now today, but that was the first step this week to first real talks about getting some hostages back. I think they were talking about 40 hostages and 42 days of ceasefire.
Yeah, they're talking about stages. First stage, then second stage, then third stage. And every stage have different things. The first stage, as you said, it's still very not official, but 40 hostages for 42 days. And they're talking about releasing our women and children. And we will release in the end, the third stage or the second stage, very heavy terrorists with blood on their hands. That's what we're supposed to do. It's a high price, but we're willing to pay many high prices for hostages.
Which like we've done before. Yahya Sinwar himself was released for a hostage deal for Gilad Shalit.
Yes.
Well, Israel has been taking out Iranian and Hezbollah targets in Syria and Lebanon, all the way from the Iraq-Syria border till the Lebanon-Syria border. So you're talking about the whole from Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon, right? The unit known as 700, which is an Iranian unit in charge of the weapons highway from Iran to Hezbollah in Syria. Okay, now they're just in Syria. Israel now is working to start taking out the high-ranking officials in this unit and hopes to make a bigger dent in these weapons convoys. And we've gotten some intelligence with some of the people inside this 700 unit, 700. I think sometimes when Israel does a lot of numbers for their units. I think they're just trying to copy or something, because we have 730s, we have 640, we have all kinds of numbers.
8,200.
Yeah, 8,200. That's the high tech
Yeah.
That's your Silicon Valley idea of soldiers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week, Barbara Leaf, the U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Near Eastern Affairs, meet with Mohammad Mustafa. This is important because of the clear statement it makes to the Arab world. Mohammad Mustafa was just last week made the new prime minister for the Palestine by Abu Mazen, the last president, right? How you called him, the leader. So meeting with him is a clear statement saying that both the U.S. recognize a Palestinian state and Mustafa as the Palestinian prime minister.
Yeah.
As we talked about it, U.S. moving forward towards Iran, farther and farther from Israel.
Yeah, but
and it's not Benjamin Netanyahu. Even in Israel, there are some people who say it's Benjamin Netanyahu who to blame. No, it's
no, of
not.
course, that's the left against Bibi that's doing that.
Yeah, because Biden, since Bibi won, he never even. You remember we talked about it, how he didn't invite him even to congratulate him or just official meetings. So it's not that what Bibi doing and how far right his government is. It's not about that. But
what I was saying is I said it from the beginning. It's no big surprise that the Israeli right-wing government doesn't seem to get along with the extreme left-wing American administration government right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't seem. No one seems to put that in the equation when they act like wonder why they're not getting along.
Yeah,
right?
Especially in the election year of America, and Biden trying to be liked by Jewish community, left-wing Jewish community in the States, and also Arabs in the States, and he's just
but that's his biggest problem. That's what's causing all this shift in attitude in the Middle East right now. It's because all of a sudden he saw all the left-wing Muslims in America started acting, like boycott him or something, and not vote for him, and so he said, okay, now I have to be pro-Muslim, right?
Yeah. Speaking of Palestinian Authority, Abu Mazen still denies October 7 massacre and refuses to condemn Hamas. Additionally to a terrorist ideology, PA, Palestinian Authority, is not very popular between the Arabs, and they don't have any grip on the public opinion between the Arabs, not in Judea and Samaria and not in Gaza. 51 terrorists attacked and killed Jews lately was from Palestinian Authority police forces. And it's just a matter of time when those armed Europe and US trained forces turn against their Jewish neighbors, us.
Yep.
So no trust, we cannot trust them, and Biden administration dream about two-state solution with Palestinian Authority in charge, that's not going to happen.
Yep. Well, now the U.S. has demanded that before we can go into Rafa and attempt to finish this war by getting the rest of Hamas and trying to get the rest of our hostages home, we have to comply to the American demands on how we can go in, when we can go in, and what exactly we will do when we go in. This is just another show of support, like we were talking about, from Biden administration to Hamas. Straight support Hamas, right? And that's what that is. That's all it was.
Yeah, exactly. The Israeli government said that we will go into Rafah alone if we have to, meaning without the support of the USA. In Rafah, Hamas has what adds up to 4 battalions, and if we do not go and take them out, then Israel cannot win this war with Hamas. This is very important to the future of this country and our ability to keep the rest of our enemies discouraged.
Yes.
Stop them from attacking us all the time.
Right.
So it's like stereotypic or harsh to say, but in the Middle East, when you have many Arabs, it's a really tough neighborhood. And our Western beliefs, we have to be strong, we have to be tough, and we have to speak Arabic, how we are, in Israel, they like to say, the Arabs, you have to speak Arabic. And they understand force. That's what they respect. They respect force.
Yeah.
So
you got to be forceful, yeah. And it's just, well, my opinion, okay, it's funny to me if you look at the entire southern part of Gaza, which all of Hamas, all of Gazans are all free to go around and move around as they wish in all that fairly large area. They picked out one little neighborhood, one little spot, and act like this is Rafa. Rafa has been a huge thing in the news. I was talking to you earlier about it today. How like that's the secret, spot where we have to attack and everything's over and done with. Hamas is going to take a lot longer to get rid of. This is just some kind of, I don't know exactly what the deal is here in Rafa, but I'm sure we'll go in because Bibi's headstrong in doing it. And it is good. It is good that we go in and do it. And we need to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, without giving America, this is our land,
Yeah, Biden seems to don't understand that it's not Bibi. It's not just Benjamin Netanyahu who decided to go to Rafah and we have to finish Hamas that way. No, it's the country, it's the majority of Israelis. It's not, we don't have very right-wing government because we didn't vote for them.
Exactly.
We vote for them.
It's
democracy. It's exactly democracy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. What we started talking about at the beginning of this video, this is, right now, later today, the head of Mossad with the head of the CIA are meeting in Qatar. Actually, right now, they're meeting in Qatar to work out the final details, hopefully, with the hostage deal. Now, I'm not thinking this is going to be, they're going to come back to later today or tomorrow and there'll be a deal and we'll start seeing hostages day after tomorrow. This kind of stuff takes a little bit more time than that. But this is a very important meeting. It has been 168 days, and God only knows what these people have been going through all this time. We need to do everything to get them home, but without putting the rest of the country at risk, which, by the way, work hand and foot together. The stronger our position is, the faster we can get our people home. And that's something that seems like the Western world, you was talking about, the Western way of thinking, don't seem to get.
Yeah.
Sometimes we think more diplomacy instead of,
Just this week, Canada decided to put embargoes,
quick, selling us weapons.
Yeah, but you know what Canada's policy about terrorists? No negotiation with terrorists.
Yeah.
So,
I
guess they don't understand. Maybe this is the hunger that's going on in Gaza Strip that put everybody go like crazy about Israel is so cruel. But I have to tell you guys, there's no hunger in Gaza Strip. There's no hunger in Gaza Strip, and we know that for a few reasons. First of all, if you see, you probably can see many TikTok videos coming out, and you see that even in the north of Gaza Strip, which they claim is the worst,
like
Jabalia, yeah, they have a market open and they have things selling. Yeah, it's a high prices, but plenty of food. You have sweets, you have spices, you have chocolates, you have Snickers bars, okay? And they sell them. Why they sell them? Because they steal them and sell them to their own people. They don't care about their own people. They sell them food, which means they probably not so hungry because they sell food instead. People who hungry, they don't sell food. They just eat. They try to hold on food, right? They try to survive. You see people just openly sell. You see the boxes with aid and American signs.
Well, it's been, if you look at what they used to go in and what isn't going in now, it's way more going into Gaza now than it used to be before the war.
Yeah, from air, from sea, from trucks, 200 trucks going in. You see people driving in cars. They have fuel. They have electricity. They have water. They have everything. So maybe there are some places where people have more hard time to find food, but starving and dying and kids dying from starvation, no. They show people, you probably saw some pictures, they show people sick kids with some different diseases. I saw one poor kid was with cerebral palsy, development problem. And they need special care, and maybe some of them really need care, which we know Egypt can provide. Just open the border and let them, go out.
Yeah.
That's all. So, so the West really pressure Israel. And I feel like we kind of left alone in this thing.
Yeah, well, it's spiritual the way everyone turns against the state of Israel when, especially when we need them the most. But that's just how it always has been and how it always will be. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I'm done.
Well, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next week,
Shabbat shalom.
God bless.